here we go. Start recording. Hi, Shelby. All right, let me throw this up here. We are on session 26. Whoa. You're not supposed to see that. There we go.
I'm sure you'll tell us, but Seth, are you still cursed? Oh, the smile. That's not good.
No, it's good news. He can tell you.
Actually, I missed the question. So.
Are you still cursed?
I am not still cursed.
Oh, we love
I'm
to hear
not.
it. Okay, cool.
It was epic. It was epic. Indigo, MVP over here. It was great.
It was like, let me just sneak past you.
Yeah.
Very Minnesotan. Oh, I got this.
Yeah, Midwest nice left your way.
Pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. All right, so here's your recap. The party, minus MacGruber. Did you get my text?
I did. I read it, but then we left, so yes.
Okay, you got it?
Yes.
Your question, remind me what, I remember I typed it all up for you.
It was essentially
you were wanting
about
to know,
like the pact that binds the faculty.
The pact that binds the faculty. How about this? Let me do a recap, and then I will let you share anything you want to from that.
Okay.
Before we kind of get into a couple things that will be
Cece, who's here?
fun.
Who's here? Say hi. You say hi.
You say hi?
You say hi.
Hi.
Say hi.
We have our new favorite PJs on.
They're very
Purple onesie.
cute. We love it.
The worst thing to go to the bathroom in the middle of the
I know, right? All right, go back to our recap. The party minus MacGruber decided it was time to lift Ovi's curse by completing his divine quest to rescue the kidnapped Chancellor, Ildrix Kimbatul. As they made preparations, a disturbing confrontation happened in the Central Campus Tavern. Jaxie and a gaggle of newly armored followers publicly confronted Indigo, offering her the chance to clear her name by answering questions related to the accusation that she was involved in the previous day's massacre. Indigo declined. Jaxie then advertised the services of the newly formed Scourge of Light, a campus militia who would enact justice they believed school leadership would not. She also left Indigo with a threat that she would remain under observation, given her implied guilt through her silence. Jaxie promised the listening student body that the Scourge of Light would do what they could to protect them all. As the party reflected on this disturbing new development, they began discussing their plan for the mission. They headed to Lorehold, and MacGruber arranged their descent into the Pillar Drop. They arrived at cavern number 1247, the lair of Dean Grimhilda of Lorehold. After several failed attempts to pick the lock to her abode, Garrett finally succeeded, leading to a filthy hovel of the vulture creature.
Yeah, I got pretty electrocuted.
There's definitely some electric hair smell damage, yeah.
I got pretty electrocuted.
Ovi led him down a hallway and a stairwell leading to a bottomless expanse of anti-magic, leading to an Auric headquarters. Any hopes of a stealthy approach were nearly immediately dashed. Natural one. And the party leapt into action, utilizing an efficient combination of tactics to get Indigo past the cadre of mage hunters and the two Auric agents. Indigo easily located the Chancellor, only to find his memory severely altered and his knowledge of the present delusional. An Auric leader, presumably one of the Geordies, made one attempt to stop the rescue, but Indigo pulled out a golden ticket, a reward for the party's success at their Prismari trial, and teleported herself and the Chancellor to the safety of Dean Pelinistra's office on the other side of campus. The rest of the party made their way out of the headquarters and rendezvoused, which, if anybody can spell that without looking, good luck.
No chance.
I think I can.
Rendezvoused with Indigo at Taurus. Yeah, there's a lot of vowels in there.
The Z is
RENDEZVOUS.
ED, right. Rendezvoused, if that's a word.
Anyway.
Yeah, you got it. The rest of the party, I'm not good at spelling, so yes, low bar. But congratulations. The rest of the party made their way out of the headquarters and rendezvoused with Indigo at Taurus, who apparently already knew of their recent arrival. After a frustrating series of questions, the party agreed to take the Chancellor to the medical wing, but it was upon their entrance into the main atrium of tourists that the news spread like wildfire. The Chancellor had been rescued, and by none other than the cousins themselves. So, what you need to know is things begin to happen very quickly as word spreads that you were responsible for this salvation. What you also need to know is that you are going to be interviewed by Shushu herself on the morning news.
Oh, yes.
But I wanted to give Andrew a chance to share some research that he had done while you were gone. You can decide how much you would like to share what you were researching.
All right. So after the Kithri debacle, where the boys were recording all the faculty just doing nothing, I decided to go read up on how binding or what are the contents of whatever school rules prevent them from interacting. So the quick, too long didn't read version is pretty much a professor a while back, like 700 years ago, made a deal with the Hells, and that was frowned upon by about everyone. The founder dragon of Lorehold Velomachus offered this pact, essentially preventing like any one type of leaning to favor, whether that be good or evil. All the professors kind of fought over it. Belladros abstained and kind of stormed off, but that pact is in place now. And so the big thing is most professors that interact are pretty much expecting to get immediately expelled, as long with some other magical consequences. But there is in cases where they have interacted, where there's been like a tribunal of deans that vote on whether their interacting was just or not. So they do have a little wiggle room in like extreme cases. That's it. That's the bulk of it.
All right.
So like they
Still
can,
too long.
they can't, they still can do things, but they're probably not going to unless it's like life or death.
Fair to know.
Right, there's definitely death.
Yeah, a lot of kids died. We have a number. I don't remember how many it was, but it was
11.
11
Night,
died.
everybody.
Yeah.
Can you say night?
Good night.
But only for the first time, right?
No, 11 died.
Quite a few others died with their cloaks revivified. 11 did not come back.
I had to use mine revivified last time. Good dead.
Yeah, so I think it's a point of contention between the founder dragons. Just the moratorium being in place in the first place.
Sounds like it.
All right. So the next morning, instead of going straight to the Bosun Tavern, your directions take you to another building on the central campus. And for the first time in person, you are able to see the vivacious Owlin news reporter Shushu
Fan favorite,
Glintmantle,
Shushu.
who is so excited to see you. You do see a bunch of kind of magical-looking gear that would be kind of reminiscent of a TV studio, but clearly made of artificery-style means for recording and broadcasting. And so you all get set up. You don't actually have a lot of time to prepare, but you can tell she is ready for this. And all of a sudden you hear, even where you are, the sound of the chimes go off, and all of a sudden Shushu, the spotlight comes out of nowhere onto her face, and she says, My dear friends with benefits, what a weekend. The Quandrix Expo massacre was a tragedy. Thoughts and prayers, y'all. But the topic on everyone's mind is this. The freaky Chancellor is back. I enjoyed here today from the students who heroically orchestrated his release from the Auric prison. And one by one, you see these spotlights, wherever you're standing, focused directly on you. And you see this kind of Brady Bunch style floating heads begin to come into this display. Deltra Yellrose, Hattie Parker, Indigo Mountain Twirl, Garrett Gamage, and Ovi Promenade. And oh my gosh, your dog is the best. And you see Chessie kind of walk up to her tentatively. And you know how you see somebody that loves dogs and just like could not care about the slobber or the fur or whatever. She gets down on hands and knees, holds out her hands, and Chessie runs up to her. She scoops him up in her bosom, and I mean licks her face, and she just has this melodious laugh as she's like, oh my gosh, you did not tell me that there was more members to your party. And she looks at you, Hattie. She's like, oh my God, is this your are you her person?
You're a person.
I'm just like starstruck and I can't interact. I'm frozen.
Girl, I have to tell you, when growing up, I had this horse that my parents got me that was the love of my life. His name was Twofer, and he and I were absolutely the best of friends. And actually, when I left home, my parents decided to sell him to this wonderful family of half-orcs. There was this little girl named Rory, and she promised me that she would take the best of care of him. But I miss him every day, and I can only imagine. I wish I could have brought him with me. You're so lucky, girl. That was from our first campaign.
She had a horse and Jimmy killed her.
Okay, you have to tell me everything, but back to our thanks, friends. I want to know, our viewers want to know, the school wants to know, what happened? People have been trying to solve this for months, and all of a sudden you just appear out of nowhere. What happened?
We just did what we had to do. We found the Chancellor and brought him back to safety.
You haven't noticed since you've been in here, but in the back of the room, a very, very tall, buff-looking Owlin that you would have recognized at a smaller height is in the back. He's like, yeah, you did! And you see Javanesh in the back kind of doing things behind the scenes, but there to kind of support his girlfriend. And oddly, he's cheering you on. Okay, did what you have to do. Come on now. Please, you have to give us more than that. Come on, you're heroes now.
We understand that there is a lot of tension and differing political ideology that's at play here, and we're incoming freshmen, There's a lot of things that we're still learning as we go. We just believe in trying to make a difference in ways that aren't terrifying and threatening to everyone. And we don't necessarily like to be caught in traps ourselves. So we're working to try to make the world a better place as we go.
Jimmy, I want to just slowly close my jaw and lean into a non-existent microphone and just say, yeah, that is my dog.
Just a little delayed.
Like you finally, your brain caught up with the reality of what's going on. I love it.
Yes, 100%.
That is a very professional and diplomatic answer. I mean, you are already heroes to me, every single one of you. Now, Indigo, everyone wants to know what is going on. You just got accused of helping kill a bunch of students, and now you're rescuing the Chancellor. Who are you? You're this just big mystery. tell us, what is going on with you? What's your sitch?
Accusations are accusations. I think you'll realize that I definitely helped save a lot of people at the Pondrix Festival, so...
Well, you just keep doing what you're doing because it is amazing. So what's next? Like, did y'all know each other before you did this whole big escapade?
I mean, we met...
In our dreams, just...
Oh, that is the cutest thing I've ever heard, you guys.
Yeah.
Guys, this would be a great time to drop like a team name if there's any ideas.
The good guys.
Something beyond.
I will
the
let you
cousins.
time out
Yeah.
for 2 seconds, and if you want to discuss a team name, you can.
Okay.
This is the name we're going to use probably for the campaign.
This feels
What
like
are you
a
called?
real.
How about instead of the Rat Pack, the Tat Pack?
Because of our tats?
Yeah,
Because of our
obviously
tattoos.
because of the tattoos.
Some of us have other tats, though.
Oh, well, that's cooler than me.
That's okay. We can keep adding to the collection.
Okay.
That's fine.
Shelby, you had something to say?
Brian, go look out on the deck.
Brian, go look out on the deck.
Thank you.
It's me. I'm shimmying into the house.
Brian stands there puzzled.
Yeah, I like Tat Pack pretty well.
Brian is shrugging.
He's shrugging his shoulders.
I also don't mind tat pack.
What?
The TPs.
What's toilet paper?
Yeah.
The TPs.
Shelby, is there something he should be seeing?
Is it foggy outside? Is there like smoke?
We live in Colorado, and the sun is setting over the mountains, and it's really pretty. But I guess if you're not as
The sunset is amazing.
I can't see it. The
He
tree's
can't
blocked.
see it.
all right, never mind, guys. Just keep doing DSD.
Let's just roll with the tat pack. I don't have anything better.
People can see our tattoos.
I don't either. It's fun.
I would say they're not obvious. The tattoos have actually been fairly well hidden. They're very, very subtle, except for the people that know you have them, especially the ones at Lorehold who would have seen them glow during the time reset. So that would have been Javi, Rampart, and Jordy. Actually, young Jordy wouldn't have seen that. So Rampart and Javi would know as well as those professors.
We don't have to like disclose it, but we can. We'll build some intrigue here with the Tat Pack. They'll be like, "Ooh, what's all that about?" No.
We have matching tramp stamps. You know.
It's like Mount Rushmore with all our faces.
Yeah.
All right, tap back.
All right. Tyler's back in.
Tat Pack. Okay, you're back in. So, like, who are you guys?
Look at the
We're the Tat.
The Tat Pack?
The tat pack.
Like, y'all all have matching tattoos?
TPs, yeah.
No,
The
we're not.
TPs.
No.
Javi's like, yeah!
Immediate regret.
Yeah.
Damn it.
All right, well, you heard it here, folks. The Tat Pack is here, and they are our celebrities of the day. So, I'm sure this will not be the last that we hear of them. But I think I can speak for all of us when we say a big thank you. Before we go, don't forget, it's Mage Tower this weekend, Lorehold versus Witherbloom. And I'm supposed to tell you that the Chancellor will be giving a report at a mandatory student assembly tomorrow. So everyone is expected to the Biblioplex to hear his side of everything that has happened. Well, to all of my beautiful Havenites, you are amazing and I love you. Keep it sexy, Strixie. And everything. Ding, ding, ding.
I want to just slowly rotate to Indigo and say, he loves me.
Can we get a picture of Shoo Shoo?
Oh, hell yes, girl. Come on.
Yeah, we totally should.
It's not often. You all get together. She does this, boobs out,
Yes.
total pose. She is working it.
Good.
She understands what like this whole world of image and all that stuff. But you find just her to be very kind of approachable and fun.
Yes.
She goes, and Hattie, she is absolutely up for coffee sometime. Tell me about your whole life. In for it.
I can't react to that information.
Great. Well, I take my
No,
Polaroid
shoo-shoo.
of the group and shoo-shoo it. Also, have we long rested at any
Yes.
point between?
Yeah. You would have long rested before this.
Okay.
So yes, you can log a long rest. And Ovi, what a good night's sleep you have had. It is refreshing, like it has not been in almost a month now. Well, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So a couple days later, an assembly, or I guess I said the next day, an assembly of the student body is called. Everyone files into the magically expanded Hall of Oracles to hear from the Chancellor. And as the curiosity of the campus is rising, a hush falls over the crowd as the Chancellor as the Chancellor steps forward and begins to address you all. My fellow scholars, deans, professors, staff, students of Strixhaven, I greet you today after a long absence. It is truly a pleasure to be reunited with you and to see how our illustrious community has continued on despite the many disruptions. Must confess, I have nearly no memory of my time detained. I am told that repeated modifications have been made to my memory that will take some time to research, unravel, and identify. In fact, I stand before you today unaware of the prestige of my former self. However, I am committed as I ever have been to this great institution of learning and all that it stands for. Strixhaven remains a beacon of innovation, industry, and advances in magic that will forever shape our present and our future. My liberation is due to the bravery of a band of remarkable young initiates to our fold. The fairy folk, Hattie Parker, Delta Yellrose, the halfling Garrett Gamage, the half-elf Indigo Mountain Twirl, and the Kalishtar Ovi Promenade. I have learned that they risked life and limb to reach me. Now, it is not commonplace to bestow honors at Strixhaven. However, given the selfless and sacrificial acts of this young band, I cannot allow their efforts to go unrecognized. I hereby grant each of you high honors with our institution and recommendations of the highest order, which will be indelibly etched on your transcripts wherever your magical journeys may take you. You have our admiration and my personal thanks. You hear applause start, and after a minute, everyone begins to stand up. Magic spotlights where you all have been asked to sit, go. You kind of, do the and wave to the people, and eventually everyone quiets down. Now onto some other items, and the Chancellor begins to speak a little bit more about some changes, what his recovery will look like, the support of the deans and the professors, and how everyone is going to pitch in as he begins to continue his treatment. He intends to reconnect with Jadzi and inform her of his return, yada yada. You are all, however, given medals to designate special honors to the school. They do not have magical abilities. They are just made of very precious metals engraved in the Strixhaven icon. What word am I?
Crest.
Logo? Crest? Let's say crest. Crest is cooler. As the speech, which does not go on for very much longer, winds down, the student body is dismissed, and Pelanistra comes up to all of you, including you, McGruber, and she says, we have been invited to an intimate gathering at Professor Casimir's crypt after the Mage Tower Games. The Chancellor and a few select faculty will be present to continue this pomp and circumstance. Please bring Mr. Gruber. I have asked for him to be included in this time together.
How intimate is this gathering?
What are you asking her?
Specifically, she used the word we're having an intimate gathering at Casimir's. So,
I don't think it's an orgy invite.
okay, that's what I was just...
She is not implying that there is a sexual element to this. It is a dinner to recognize you. Casimir is honoring the chancellor. There will probably be 2 or 3 other professors there, and you all.
Okay, to be clear, Ovi was explicit when he said that.
Say that again, Shelby.
She said, so glad that got cleared up.
All right, so you have a couple of days before this comes up. We can fast forward to that if you would like. That is what I heard prepared for tonight, unless you had other things you wanted to get to urgently or discussions that you wanted to have. I would be interested, since this would be a somewhat formal gathering, if you want to dress up.
Yes.
100%,
Yes.
yeah.
I think in the next couple of days we should try to kill Jaxie.
Oh. Oh.
Just gonna throw. That's what I do.
Like, as we're, like, buttoning on our ties and just like, hey, guys, just
Like,
just
Indigo,
spit
does this
ball
look
here.
good? We should kill Jaxie.
Can we remind me why we're trying to kill Jaxie? Because she sucks.
Just like a general...
So they weren't here for the confrontation. I did include that in my recap, but if you want to recreate the emotion of that moment, you are
She
welcome.
accused
They're
you
just
of...
starting like a new student police force, and they're charging themselves with deciding what is just or not.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's worth killing, personally, but
To be clear, she has a valid point, as much as I dislike her, and I think she's going about this wrong. But students can die here. We knew all of that from the beginning. Like, this is going to be very risky. I don't think we fully expected just how hands-off the professors are, and that's problematic. So I get them wanting to do things and feel like there's a sense of justice, but also the way she charges in and just assumes she has authority to interrogate publicly anybody, no, we're not going to play games like that. We're not going to be intimidated like that.
What do we just give her a little, whip it?
What?
You know, just, beat her on the butt like you would a child.
Bare back and
I feel good with it.
thank her.
What? The fuck?
I don't think they're
Is that a saying?
Wait, is this like paddling? Are we like hazing her?
Is
Like
that
real,
like a-
real like college vibes, like fraternity hazing?
Why don't we just go ahead and skip over that idea?
Yeah, so I'm
It's a
not a
little
big
less
violent
drastic
guy,
than
but
just
I
a
would.
kill.
I think I'd kill her over spanking her, guys. If that's what it comes down to, I feel less comfortable with the spanking.
I mean, we definitely need to keep an eye on her for sure, but I think
I'm saying,
generally
how have you
they
guys
just
been?
don't want bad things to happen, so that's kind of aligns with us, right?
Yeah. How has your guys' forearm inspections been going since I last saw you? I mean,
I don't think he meant for yourself.
yeah, like
Ryan.
everyone's cool.
I think you're
Still there.
showing us.
There's
yeah.
no magical tattoos. Yeah.
No, I'm saying like finding others.
Oh.
Oh.
I have a list
I didn't know
of
that was the thing we were supposed to do.
agents.
I would say Pelinister's journal would have a fairly...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, embarrassing.
So not well.
On that note, you would notice that she has not brought up the missing journal or the Te Deo at all. And you have interacted with her a couple of times since all of this.
I guess I didn't realize I had
You
given
have
her
to-
her bracelet back.
That she would have expected back. However, it's becoming very obvious she's not bringing it up on purpose.
She gave me the bracelet for a reason.
And you have the table, right?
That's
Refresher? Okay.
That's true. I would say she approached us at that assembly, correct?
Yes.
To let us know.
Mhm.
I would say Ovi would telepathically just hit her with a, and thank you for helping us find what we needed. That's step one, anyway.
What could she say that would be neutral? She responds back, I will always be supportive of the students' education at this school.
Uh-huh. Okay. Did she do that telepathically?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay. You didn't like that?
No, it's fine. I'm just trying to. I was hoping to. Would I gather that she caught what I was referencing?
With your 20 insight, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
The
good.
response back,
That's it. I don't care how she responds.
even telepathic, you get the sense that it's not what she says and does, but what she intends.
Yeah.
That she has to be very guarded on.
Yeah.
That response was not dismissive. That was an act of self-preservation and a way to, in a sense, kind of justify her, what might you say, like her ignorance, her kind of selective ignorance of what happened.
Well, listen, y'all, my 2 cents are, we all know that our Indigo has some massive skills and a strong ability to do whatever the hell she wants to do. Got it. I don't think she's the type that is actively trying to sabotage and support the likes of Kithri. So we're going to run into all kinds of political shenanigans at this place. We can't be caught off guard by that, but also not surprised by it either. People are going to try to... This is just the beginning. They're going to come up with some sort of dirt on all of us at some point and try to take us down.
Yeah. Tat pack together strong.
TP.
Yeah, supposedly they're still trying to get me into the org, right?
And I still think maybe that might be a good idea to have 2 of us in.
I mean,
Hopefully you might need some backup at some point.
And it should definitely be you.
Yeah.
For some reason, we've decided that.
Because I'm clearly the brains of the group.
Uh-huh.
More so like the sheer firepower that you carry, literally.
Well, you know,
Mr. Sorcerer.
I try my best.
I want to make eye contact with Delta.
Okay.
These fucking
This
guys.
fucking guy.
P.S. Brian, we're going to use the new 2024 Wild Magic table, which is percentage-wise far more in your favor and way more fun. So,
Yay.
as you roll, I have it here if we ever need it. It's even better than the original.
Love it.
Brian, make some wild magic happen real fast.
Okay, hold on. I can't, sorry.
Okay.
I think all your
Thanks,
magic is
Garrett.
pretty wild, Garrett.
Gareth.
Well, I can't control it. I don't know when it happens.
I guess in like
For
our little
better.
secret room, I'd like to talk about that we ought to turn our focus to finding the Deus Oro or the Rapax in Manus. The Deus Oro could be somewhere safe on campus in Silver Quill, so we could look for it there. And then I'm thinking Bella's got to know the location of the Rapax in Manus.
I mean, you guys aren't trying to travel back in time to go get that staff?
Like, not right now. That sounds kind of hard.
So the Deus Oro, you remember, is the crown of Silverquill. And the Rapax Ananis is an amulet of Witherbloom.
Okay.
And then you have the Staff of Lorehold,
And
you
then
know
the
about the
arm
gloves, and you have the
contrasts.
compass. Yeah.
I call dibs on the Silver Quill one. Just saying.
I think
I would use it for the group.
I think that's fair. Like, people get whatever's from their school.
Yeah, like we each have our
Pretty
schools
sure
and
they
like put them
need
in
to,
the
like,
middle
go
and they
together.
like mesh together.
I've got pretty
Well, right,
sure.
but it's like Captain Planet. Like, all of our rings come together.
But we each,
Yeah.
we each have one until they're all ready to come together. Is that kind of like a safeguard? So like
Yeah,
not
so-
one person can...
Get robbed of all of them.
Yeah, I mean that might be too much power for one person to wield, right?
No
Well,
one man
that's
should have all
the
that
danger
power.
point we were warned about.
I mean, I guess we'll worry about that when we have like 2.
That's fair. We do only one.
I think we maybe go to Silver Quill.
I'm definitely not giving up the Tebedeo, so I'm sorry.
No,
Sorry, person.
correct. That's
Let's
fine.
get it.
The one you have, yeah, that's fair. Huh?
Okay.
Is there anything you want me to be looking for at Silver Quill? I could put Rhapsody on it and just try to observe or whatever.
His little dedicated familiar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
While
it's
he's
like
on
a little
campus.
crown with like a red ruby on it.
Yeah. It's a little crown with a red ruby.
Yeah,
Oh, that-
I mean a regular
oh.
size crown. Like a crown. I mean it's pretty small on my computer picture. But I imagine
Well, it would fit a normal sized head.
Okay. Okay.
We can start there. I don't think Green Bella is really gonna be keen to giving up the amulet if she even knows where that is.
Wait, what's the Prismari one?
Cause some problems.
The compass.
Oh, that's the one that she has. All right.
Can
Yeah,
you tell me
remember-
what this
That's why when you're like, this is fair, I'm like, what are you talking? Okay, sure.
Yeah, remember when you guys
But
went
But it
into
was
the
with Bella
Prismari?
Mistress. She's not Prismari.
No,
She's
she's
Quandrix.
Quandrix.
Right. That's why I thought it was that.
I'm
Okay.
fucking confused.
What does the amulet look like?
Pretty jewelry-y.
like a camp, like a
Not a compass.
like a hexagon.
What color is it? Blue?
It's
Silver?
black and gold. Does it really look like that, or is this just a picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it kind of has that kind
Like
of magical swirl.
Oh, okay.
Like there's like a void in the middle of it.
Oh, like a city.
It's not what I already have, right?
What?
It's not the thing that I have?
I don't know.
What?
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Okay.
Bro, you've been having an amulet this whole time?
No.
Wait, like on you? Like, are you wearing it?
If you would like to inspect it or in any way study,
I could do that later.
okay.
I kind of want to put her
I
on
think
the spot.
Indigo would like to do that now.
Yeah, I don't
Were
think
you
we-
asking Yumi in the sky, or was this kind of a public inquiry?
I was really
No,
trying to
that's
ask
100% public.
Jimmy in the chat.
No. 100% public.
I feel like I've asked you before if it was the same, and you said no, but now I feel like
Well,
it is.
I mean, he still
per my
hasn't
memory,
decided
what
yet.
should have happened is, if you would like to inspect it, you can. What you have is, are you talking about your pinecone necklace?
Yeah, it's not that, right?
You have a pinecone necklace made of some waxy material.
Okay, that's all I'm trying to know.
It's not even a real
Thanks,
pine
Jimmy.
cone.
Now everyone hates me because they think I have it, and I just have a fucking pine cone.
Well, I do think you have it, based on how this conversation is going.
Well, if anyone would like to ask more questions, I will let you. That is what you have at observation.
Hattie, what other family heirloom jewelry do you just like have?
Hattie and I glanced at each other.
Wait, who was the rich sibling?
We have these lockets with our
Delta's the
initials.
rich sibling. Well, kind of.
You guys got lockets?
Yeah, when we were babies, they gave us lockets.
Have you like
I
tried
thought
to
you
like...
just had photos. Don't you have like half a photo?
Well, in the Parent Trap, they also have lockets, but it's fine.
All right. That might be new
Absolutely
canon.
have lockets. Better.
Thank you.
Does the pine cone look like a regular pine cone, or
No, it's like a wax sculpture.
can I detect magic?
I start
Do you have a
coughing,
way
so
to do
Hattie
that?
looks at me.
Yeah, Ollie gave me some detect magics.
This fucking guy? Yeah, I know.
Um,
So are you going to cast Detect Magic?
do you
Where are you right now? Are y'all in your room?
Yeah.
Wait, let's finish this statement.
Sweet.
What?
I don't think so. It looks like a fucking pine cone.
Okay.
I just panicked because I was trying to ask Yumi in the sky, and now everyone's on my fucking case.
You're
I
good.
was just
Well,
trying to speak my deity in a quiet prayer voice.
I reach my hand
Oh,
out and
I'm
I start just patting Hattie. It's okay.
As Indigo pulls out a wand that she was given by her friend Ollie and casts Detect Magic, I assume y'all are in your little
We're
dive bar.
literally all made of magic.
So this Detect Magic is not going to... what you see is that you all are covered in magical things. You all of your cloaks minus Delta's. There's a secondary cloak, I think, that Ovi has, a secondary cloak that... Or did you give away your star
I gave
cloak?
away the cloak, yeah.
Her Hattie's bow, her eyes, her contact lenses, your javelin, Piper on his belt. You also have a ring, don't you? You have a couple of rings.
3 rings.
Your
I'm all
tattoo.
blinged out.
Like, y'all are covered in magical items. However, the light that comes off of the amulet around Hattie's neck is easily 10 times brighter than anything else in this room. I mean, it is insane how much
Can we
magical
all see
power-
this? Or just
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
only Indigo.
No, it's just Indigo.
Oh.
Only
Okay.
Indigo.
Any luck? Got no chill on her. Immediately the worst poker face.
Can we roll insight?
I was gonna say, I
on
don't even
Indigo?
think you can insight that check, that hesitation. Take it for what it's worth.
Never mind. I just put my wand back in my pocket.
How well is she keeping her composure? Can we roll insight?
I clocked it already. I would
Okay.
like to see a
If
deception
you want to
check.
roll, so you can roll persuasion or deception, however, you're not going to answer at all?
Yeah, I just said never mind. I put my wand back in my pocket.
Okay, then you can roll persuasion or deception. They're trying to read your emotions. So anyone that wants to can make an insight check. Ovi's passive.
Natural
so-
20.
Natural 20. And what's your
Plus
total?
4.
4.
Oh,
Did anyone
I
roll
rolled-
over 24?
no, I rolled a 21.
I rolled a 25.
Okay.
Ooh,
Ovi, you are positive she just saw something. Oh, Delta.
I rolled a
Natural 20 as well. However, for ability checks, there's no critical successes. That's only in combat. So
Okay.
25 beats 24. Ovi absolutely knows you saw something.
What am I adding?
And I'm going to say with 25, he knows it had something to do with the pine cone you've all been discussing.
That's
I
fair.
got 20.
I say nothing.
28,
I say
you
nothing.
also know that Indigo is
No, I mean,
hiding
like, it
something.
isn't a secret. Like, I know that this necklace is magical, and it, like, lit up or moved or something at some point. Like, I know that. That's not... I'm fine with that. That's literally all I know about it.
And I'm just saying, it
Yeah, me
sounded pretty likely that old Grandma Bell stashed the Witherbloom amulet on you.
This fucking guy.
I mean, do you know like what powers it has?
She
Like,
literally gave it to me and then was like, deuces.
you never
Why
like.
did she give it to you?
Did she say, like,
Because she's
Is
that
it safe?
grandma.
Is
Are
it
you
secret?
an accessorizer?
Do I look like an
No,
accessorizer?
you don't. And so that's why it's like, why are you wearing this
That's why.
pine cone
Because
amulet
it, like,
From our
it lit up
grandma.
or something, I
So-
think, when we were in the woods, right?
Yep. You went.
So that-
There was a hex you went into in your Witherbloom trial
Okay.
where the pine cone began to move in a
But
rotating way.
didn't it move in my session 0 too?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
At a very specifically when you were near the tear in the negative plane.
Okay, so I'll just tell him that. That's what I know about it.
Is it one of the tables?
This is literally all the information that I just said is all the information that I know.
There.
When you
You have any other
cast
questions?
detect magic, you are entitled to know the school of magic. This one has a combination evocation, which is attacking magic, and enchantment magic to it. Dominantly enchantment. What you get from this, which I'm trying not to be super cryptic on, is it appears to be able to control something powerful. Would that be fair, Seth? I feel like I'm not sure what school that would fall into. But
Good luck. I hate this identify for that reason. Or detect magic. It's hard to group some of these.
And so what would you say the sphere of annihilation is?
Oh.
anyone that wants to make an Arcana check? You are welcome to do so.
I'm just gonna spitball here. I bet it's a sphere that creates some sort of annihilation.
24.
Good one.
24. Anybody roll? 24, I'll tell you exactly what it is. A 24, a sphere of annihilation is a theoretical, magical event horizon. It is basically a void that exists in a fixed time and space that basically annihilates anything that comes near it.
Okay.
It is embodied entropy of the highest magnitude. However, it is theoretical.
Roger.
As far as the academics you have studied.
Yeah, no one knows.
Right.
Yeah, big negative plane energy. No one's confirmed it, but
Correct.
And we definitely don't know that there's an amulet that allows the wielder dominant control over it.
Yep. No, Tana told you that.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So that doesn't seem very theoretical.
correct. I feel like theoretical is just getting destroyed at the school of magic.
Theories.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the amulet, as you understand, as you were told, can control the wielder, whoever's attuned to it, theoretically can control and manipulate a sphere of annihilation. You can direct and move it as you like psychically control it.
So
And
are
that
you a
would
good fairy
be
or a
me.
bad fairy?
Dude, we gave a sphere of annihilation to the lady that tried to kill Kithri like 8 seconds after she came to college.
First of all, no one was speaking to you. Second of all, you didn't give it to me. My grandma gave it to me.
Does she even know you?
And why didn't we use it to kill Kithri?
I don't know what it does. It's
Well,
still
and-
right now.
To be clear, the amulet itself has no innate power other than giving the wielder control, so you would have to find a sphere of annihilation
Okay.
for the wielder to then control it.
Yeah, you can't just like.
All right, relax.
Wait, is that why it tingled? Were you near one?
You don't know that it tingled.
No, she
in
told
the-
us.
in the-
Yeah,
okay.
next to the negative plane or
If
whatever.
if you find one, you are suddenly going to be one of the most powerful people like in this sphere,
Oh.
in this plane. Those spheres of annihilation are unreal powerful.
Yeah, I got a list. I'll tell you who's at the top.
I'm going to be super nice to you now. Super nice.
Yeah, I think you're in charge of the Tat Pack now. Just catapulted to the top.
Do we even know that it is the amulet?
No,
We're
this is just
assuming-
speculation.
We're just assuming. Okay.
I mean, I'm fine with calling it.
We're
what
just
it is.
assuming that Jimmy gave us the most powerful thing to ever happen in
Well, he
D&D.
gave you a key to the
Had
most
like-
powerful thing.
That'd be real classic. Just like, you don't know what it is, but you have a thing. Figure it out.
And guess until we come across a sphere of annihilation, which that
You
sounds.
may or may not know where one is.
Probably the negative plane. If you could like capture the negative plane in a sphere. Done.
What?
You know, I read this book once. There was this cat with an entire galaxy around its neck. So if we could get the entire negative plane into like a marble, I think that's a sphere of annihilation.
Wait, is that Horton Hears a Who?
Haven't read that. Heard great things.
It's on the read list.
I have.
So what's the next plan, I guess?
I think we're gonna go drink some blood with Casimir. Do whatever celebrations for saving the day again.
But just to be clear, it's not an orgy.
Correct. I think we would become vampires if we.
I mean, maybe wear your orgy attire under your formal
Ooh,
attire,
just in case. Good idea.
Maybe.
Good
You guys
idea.
brought that to Strixhaven?
Yeah, Macklin immediately is like, "You guys have orgy attire?"
Can we just make it an orgy?
I'll
if we
hook you
want
up if you need.
This whole
I'll
time?
tell you exactly what's where.
This whole time.
Guys, if we want an could probably just make an orgy happen.
Side note,
We are all related, though, so.
I don't think she meant
we're different species at this point. It's okay.
Guys, this is kind of like the spanking part. I am feeling very uncomfortable.
Jimmy is gonna stop playing D&D with us.
Oh no! Just wait till this dinner. I'm here for it.
Okay, let's go to the dinner. Let's go to the dinner.
Wait, hold on. Can we take
On that note,
just a few seconds to think about what we're gonna wear?
Yeah, go for it.
Fanny's favorite part.
I know. I
if
like
you say gaucho pants, I swear to God.
What?
Remember when she spent like 20 minutes and she was like, gaucho pants?
Yeah.
What like my coolets? What are those?
Culottes.
Culottes.
It's gonna be a real tip flapper.
Wow. Okay. What?
Are you like shopping right now? Like, what is this?
Yeah, so she's looking for real clothes, and then she's going to describe them to you as that.
He's
is
on the
what
fantasy.
Dildo's wearing.
I
Okay,
mean,
here's what Indigo's wearing.
Ooh,
Oh,
impossible.
Okay, great. That is.
Yeah, nice black evening gown.
Mm-hmm.
Cocktail dress, yeah. I think
Hair out.
MacGruber's going to be in like almost like a very formal like general get up, a lot of buttons, flat shoulders, got some gold tassels on them.
Oh shit.
I'm getting more of like Michael Jackson in general.
Yeah, it's probably like really cool from 180 years ago.
Like Ron Weasley's dress robes.
Oh no.
Garrett's gonna go just real classic black tuxedo, James Bond-esque.
Wow, that is nice. That's a nice green. And
Oh
what
yeah,
might
something
have
wispy.
something wispy like a fairy, but it's made out of like the naturey moss, you know.
I'm gonna go with I missed the memo that it was super formal, so I just like show up in my normal clothes. And then I'm like, damn it, guys.
When secretly you were like super excited to wear your normal clothes.
All right, we can go.
Ovi, what are you wearing?
Probably more like MacGruber. Something with lots of buttons and a high like
Yes.
Ooh,
collar.
Yeah,
Is this
stiff
the
collar.
70s?
Protect my neck.
loosen up those buttons, baby.
Back is just a big Wu-Tang symbol. It says protect your neck.
I'll also have I'll bring my familiar to this dinner just in case.
What do everybody's orgy clothes look like, though?
Can we bring weapons,
I'm not gonna
Jimmy?
Google that.
Not gonna Google orgy clothes, motherfucker.
Whatever you want to take to this, it is up to you.
I'm going to keep my dagger tucked away in my back.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll put my laser rifle in my back. I always have Piper back there anyway, so my back's looking hunchbacky the whole time. So.
I just take like this. That's my posture.
It's just the overbearing weight of my
Maybe he's
family
born with
lineage just pushing me down.
This is a large trust fund I have to carry.
So on that note, I think we're ready to schmooze. Or get schmoozed at.
Can you already get attacked?
No.
Is Riven there?
So, are y'all ready?
We are ready.
Yes.
So, the Mage Tower game for that weekend is as exciting as the first. Lorehold is an excellent team, well trained. They tend to use a lot more elemental, very kind of scientific approaches. You can tell they're very strategic. The Witherbloom campus is far more wild and bestial. You see a lot of transformations. But by and large, one after the other, Lorehold comes out victorious in the duel. And one of the things I will tell you is the next big event on the horizon is the Prismari Dreamscape, which is coming up here in a couple weeks. It is the Prismari time to showcase what they are up to on their campus, similar to the Quandrix Expo. However, you show up, you make your way back at the assigned time. You walk out to the graveyard. together to the crypt you have been at once before. You're able to get in. You make your way down a cold set of staircases until you come to a kind of enchanting torch-lit door that you have been at before. Waiting there for you is Pelanistra. And she looks you all over. She takes a deep breath and she's like, well, I trust that your newfound attention has not distracted from your studies and she looks at you with kind of this very serious glance, or the other things that are also quite important. Yes?
Of course, Professor.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. She doesn't get much more out of that until teleporting right into you in this like puff of dramatic red smoke. Dressed to the nines is the Professor Vivian Devereaux.
Yes.
Her hair is, this gorgeous mane of flowing fire red locks, leather bustier, this kind of stole that goes all the way to the ground on either side, trails behind her. She has the Jessica Rabbit slit, and she looks, her makeup is just impeccable. Her eyes are still that kind of demonic black and red. But she smiles, this sultry smile at all of you. She says, well, don't you all look just lovely tonight? And she lingers on you, Ovi, and just looks to you like head to toe and back up, and not quite sure if she like approves or is somehow like turned on. It's really uncomfortable, but she just... you get the sense there's an approval kind of nod.
The swag that's going on Seth's screen right now is incredible. He's just got this side lean to him going on. It's nice.
This isn't the first time he said the advances of Vivian.
No. She's always turned on. She's always
Else about this?
One other figure teleports in, and it is Professor Jojira Narkales. You will remember he is a professor at Lorehold campus. He is still dressed in his kind of Obi-Wan Kenobi simple clothes. This guy down here on the bottom left. And as he pops up, Pelanistra does a polite nod. Professor, it's lovely to see you again. So glad that you could join us. Vivian also does this much more like, kind of saunters up to him, caresses his cheek and be like, it's always such a pleasure. And you are quite the mystery here. As the new professor on campus, I'm sure we will have much to learn about you as much as we have about our young heroes here, wouldn't you say? You'll sit next to me tonight, of course. She kind of grabs the crook of his arm, which makes him look very uncomfortable. And right at that time, the front door opens. One of the vampire spawn, the kind of college age, think Twilight. They're beautiful people, but with really disturbing kind of goldish or reddish eyes. Dressed up in this tuxedo, this young man looks at you all, kind of doesn't blink. They just kind of, the eyes are just staring at you this whole time. And invites you all in one at a time. The Chancellor is already there as you come into the main atrium and you take a left. There's the sitting area that you remember that when you were here last, Kithri was kind of being watched by the horde of vampire spawn. The room, though, is a completely different feel. Where that was a first thing in the morning, this room is elegant. There's a fire in the fireplace, warm candlelight all around. You kind of notice now there's artwork. Everything is very modern and trendy. There are the spawn that are going around with hors d'oeuvres. They offer you all some champagne. You also see your Silver Quill RA, Aurora, who helped you out before. She's there kind of just to staying near Casimir, not really inserting herself, but just available. And as the party joins, as those of you that just arrived join the room, Casimir, who has this blood red wine in a glass in his hand, Welcome to all of you. I'm so glad that you are able to make it to our lovely gathering this evening. I have to say, I did not expect us to meet again under such circumstances, but well done to each of you. Look at you, all you have accomplished in such a short few months here. You are to be commended for your bravery and your quick advancement in your knowledge of the arcane skills.
I'll pick up a glass of champagne and say, cheers.
Cheers to the Tat Pack.
Yes.
Clink, 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 clink. Vivian grabs your arm, Ovi, and particular, looks you dead in the eye and cheerses you with her own. Takes this long, sultry drink as she just kind of winks at you. Casimir is dressed formally, but he's kind of got something unbuttoned, kind of down to his mid-chest. This burly Gaston-style barrel chest he's just exuding polish, sophistication, but sensuality. You see a chain around his neck and this little key. It's actually a rather large key that kind of disappears into his chest. He has this gorgeous ring on with this giant jewel on it. He begins to kind of go around and welcome each of the professors and whatnot. Dinner will begin in a minute if there's anything you'd like to say or do.
I would definitely like to do an insight check to see who is the most uncomfortable here, and if there's any power plays that I'm noticing.
I'll give you this with your passive insight.
Okay.
Pelanistra seems to be playing a part. She is normally pretty vigilant. You can tell she is very hyper observant.
Okay.
You get the sense she is trying to figure out what is going on here. While this seems like a fairly inane, nice gesture, she seems on edge, but not in a something's going to attack, but more trying to read the room
Why is this
herself.
happening with a bunch of silver quill people?
It was Casimir's invitation to invite you all and the Chancellor to celebrate his return and your heroic journey. Ovi, I'll give you this. This is political for Casimir. He has the highest ranking member on staff. He's just a professor, Casimir is. He is the highest ranking person on campus, invited to his personal lair, crypt, domain, whatever you want to call it. Some hand-picked professors, the heroes of the hour, in this very exclusive event. You get that there is probably some political agenda, whether he's trying to garner favor or be seen as in the know, influential, something like that.
Well, particularly, guys, Joe Gyra's here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He has nothing to do with any of this, and he's the newest person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He doesn't appear uncomfortable. He's quiet.
Okay.
I will say in the few minutes that you are kind of milling around, he does come over to you, Garrett. You'll remember you've had a conversation with him before. He gets respectfully down on your level and says, Mr. Gamage, it is such a pleasure to see you blossoming here. Jordy, every time we meet, has nothing but such wonderful things to say about you and your friendship and your support. This is, I think I'm respectfully less surprised than I probably should be, given the reputation that has come before you.
Well,
I appreciate that. Yeah, I haven't, unfortunately, I haven't had much of a chance lately to catch up with Jordy. How's he holding up?
He is doing okay. I think that he was surprised by the events at the expo. He's spoken to me just about how jarring that was. I can imagine many of you are processing that experience. He continues to be he continues to expand his very special gift, and he has been working tirelessly to try and grow his abilities and to understand the magic gifts that have been given to him, and he's making great progress. If I'm honest, I think probably there's a part of him that is struggling to stay hopeful about where his magical journey has taken him. But I will say, as a professor of this campus, I couldn't be more proud of the effort and hard work that he's putting in.
Yeah, I'm curious. I hope you don't mind me asking. What is it that you saw in him that made you kind of take him under your wing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I see a little of myself in him. I didn't come from very much. I think everyone deserves chances. And his very unique gift, I tell you, if unnurtured, can really wreak havoc on one's story and the story of us all. Chronomancy is a very unique unique gift. Many chronomancers are wizards. They study the magic of time. For it to be so innately bred is very unusual. And I have dedicated some of my time since he's arrived to the study of this magic as well, to try and see what precedents have been set, and try to guide him a way that can use it to some useful ends.
Do you have similar magical abilities to him?
Oh, I wish those would be truly remarkable. Truly, I'm not as good of a mage as I am a historian, and a study of people.
Can I roll insight to see if he's being deceptive on that?
Sure.
He's not. Spoiler alert. You can tell from the tone in Yumi's voice.
15.
15. He is not being honest with you.
He's not being honest with
No,
me.
he's deflecting something. There's more to this story.
Can I roll perception to just like look closely at his face and see if it looks familiar?
How closely?
Yeah, do it.
That's a 16.
His eyes, as much as his face is old, he's probably in his 40s. You've seen those eyes before.
Oh. Nice.
They look really familiar.
He owes us after all.
Okay.
Okay.
I would like to just say thank you for helping out my friend, and thank you for
Being
welcoming to me, and it's good to have people I can trust and rely on. So thank you.
That is very kind of you to say, and my offer still stands. If you ever need anything, don't hesitate to come find me. I'm still learning the ropes here, but I am happy to help someone who's as hardworking and brave and as good a friend as you are.
God, will you kiss already?
I appreciate that. I don't want to keep you from the other professors. I know there's a lot of mingling that probably needs to go on here, so I don't want to keep you.
Well, between you and me, I think there are some professors here that are going to take a little getting used to. Might be playing some defense I wasn't expecting on, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well,
as soon as you say that, both of you look. Casimir and Rivienne look like they are 100. Right now, they could just drop and start fucking. I mean, the sensuality between both of them in the room is just almost overwhelming.
Well, should be an interesting dinner.
I'm gonna go to the bar and get a drink. Anyone want to come with
Yep.
me?
I've already have two, and I'm buying no one.
I'm
gonna-
just
okay,
looking to go when
like,
I say
I'm just gonna
ratio.
kind of like
After-
look over and be like, oh,
There's, like, less
MacGruber,
red
hey, yeah, I'll be right there. Gotta go.
After
And
your
I
third
show my
drink,
teeth.
you got to start making Constitution saving throws to see if you're drunk or not.
Okay.
So y'all decide.
Okay.
You're
I
not
have-
really drinking?
No, I am.
She was like,
I have one glass of red wine. I would like to make eye contact with Gareth. I'm gonna fly right in front of his face. Just look him in the eye
Yes.
and say, "What was that about?"
We're talking telepathically, right?
Yes.
So he came up to me. He offered, Jimmy, am I remembering correctly? He offered me a spot in Lorehold, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I would like to make note that I'm not just like stagnant flying. I'm kind of like beelining all around his face to not make it look so obvious we're talking, but maintaining eye contact.
Make a performance check. I wasn't going to until you said that.
And I'm just going to be moving my mouth just like, so it looks like,
As if you're like just watermelon.
yeah.
All right, I'm sure my performance is dog shit. But we'll give it a whirl. A 9.
A 9.
Sure.
Pelinistra kind of sidles up at you and gives you this like death look, and just like cool it, like play it cool, that kind of reprimanding look.
And I just look at Gareth.
I just look back and be like, I'll tell you later.
Okay, well then I go fly on Gareth's shoulder and just sit there.
Now he's only a few inches taller than you
Oh,
are,
he
right?
is?
Because he's halfling size. So you're what, 12, 18 inches? He's like 2.5 feet. Right?
Oh,
2,
man,
3
so
feet tall?
me
3 feet
flying-
tall?
Man, I was hoping.
How tall are you?
Little bug in
Yeah,
his
probably,
face.
yeah, 3 feet.
We'll say 3 feet.
Okay, well that.
So you're
looked-
half his height.
That looked more ridiculous than it needed to be then.
That's why you're flying.
Yeah. All right. Well, then I don't sit on her shoulder, but I do get.
It's
on
like
his back.
Cece playing with a Barbie doll.
I'd like to just maybe go around and hug his neck.
There you go.
Like, all right, let's go get a drink.
Yeah.
About this time, there's a gong that is
The dong dong.
that is rung. It's this warm, melodious sound.
You announce that the orgy is about to begin.
The dong dong.
You were all ushered into this lavish dining room, this long table. You are all there. You come in to find your seat. Rivienne grabs your arm, and I mean, just shy of rushing, plants you almost against your will in the seat directly next to Casimir at the head of the table.
Noted.
And then she goes to find Jojira, and they find their seat as the rest of you take your spaces.
I'd like, if there's not assigned seats, I think Indigo would like to sit near the door. She's a little uncomfortable with the whole vampire thing.
So the Chancellor's at one end, Casimir's at the other, and the vampires are there. They are the perfect hosts. They have tailored the size of your dishes to your respective sizes. They bring, if you need additional cushions or whatever. The hospitality is on point. You are offered wine. If you don't want wine, they will offer you other fermented beverages, mead, or whatever else you want, milk if you want it. And the meal begins to be brought in. It is a multi-course, lavish meal. You do notice that Casimir doesn't, while he is offered every food, he kind of takes precious few bites. You kind of get the sense that doesn't kind of really need to eat, so it's more for the shared experience of it. But after you all kind of get your plated food, Casimir does ring another toast. He says, would you please raise your glasses to our leader, our chancellor, what a horrific journey that you have been on, and what gracious providence has brought you back to us. We bid you welcome again and commit to be with you on this road to recovery. To the chancellor. Cheer, 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 clink, 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 clink. The chancellor is polite. I will say you do get the sense that he is trying to piece a lot of this together. For those of you that were not at last session, one of the things that we commented on is when Indigo finally found him in his cell. He was basically talking as if he had been at Silverquill or at Strixhaven for just a matter of weeks, as if he was a brand new professor. And so we're talking years of memories have somehow been taken from him. Okay. And while he has been told that he is in charge, he's trying to piece a lot together. He does not know really Jojira at all. He's a fairly new professor. There's probably a number of professors. Casimir's probably been here as long as he has. Rivienne might actually be new. So you get the sense that he's trying to talk with a sense of familiarity with some of these. Pelanistra he definitely remembers. But everyone else he's trying to fill in blanks, and you get the sense he's trying to draw from memories, but he's diplomatic to the end in trying to play this role and kind of asks, for understanding.
I would try to muscle up some smoothness that is difficult at the moment and say to Casimir, invoking Providence seems to be an interesting choice of words for a professor of the profane.
Oh, he kind of smiles, takes a sip of his wine, and just kind of nonchalantly puts his hand right on your thigh.
Oof, did not expect that.
And looks at you kind of with this smile of, like philosophy. It's just this is delectable. He's like, Providence is in the purview of neither the righteous nor the profane. It is simply an auspicious move towards one's ends. Wouldn't you say? He looks you deep in your eyes, and I mean just the velvety, deep voice. It's a lot.
It's probably too much for Obi. He has about 14 responses of, philosophically, this is a great thing to dive into. But I think all anything that comes out is, yeah.
So, and he leans over to you now that you've engaged him, because so talk is kind of amongst the table. He says, tell me, I've not seen your parents in quite some time. Do you believe that they will come visit at any point in your journey here?
You know my parents.
By reputation, I have been around for quite some time. Your parents' reputation precedes you.
Is they are yes, they are one. I don't know. I kind of established I needed some space. This is my chance to earn my wings.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're becoming a man.
Well, I am one already. I'm not a virgin. I mean, that's...
How could anyone conclude otherwise with your natural charisma and your dashing good looks?
Right.
You will have to remind me. I will have to show you around the lair. I have some items I think in particular you would be most interested in.
I'm going to telepath. I'm just going to glance around and clock specifically Aurora. Is she giving off jealous vibes? Is she uncomfortable? Does she look worried?
Let's see. What does she want to give you? She is not jealous. You get the sense that she is not the same as the vampire spawn. The vampire spawn are basically his servants / children in some kind of weird, perverted kind of way.
Yes.
She is not that. However, you get the sense she has some loyalty to him. And to be honest, she hasn't really given this interaction a lot of undivided attention.
Okay. Okay.
She
I'll
looks at
accompany
you
him.
and, yeah, this seems par for the course.
Okay.
Oh.
Anything
Is
else
this
that you
happening
would
right-
like to discuss kind of during dinner? As you go through the, Casimir brings up a question you've already been asked, which is, so, dear heroes, please regale us. Tell us about the frightful journey to release our dear Chancellor. Precious few details have come out of this event, and I'm sure many of us are desperate to know, how did you know where he was?
I received a vision. Truth be told, and I'm trying not to look at Rivian right now, we participated in the freshman hazing challenge, and
We did really well.
yes, we did really well. Discovered,
Can't haze us.
apologize to the Chancellor, did discover a deck of cards in his place, and I was cursed. And so I entreated the light and was granted a vision of how to rescue him, and so that was the only way to lift my curse. So I would, the team, yeah, that's how we found out.
Rivian, who you know, as she says this, that she also feels like she deserves some credit for assisting in this. Says, well, isn't that just so unfair of the gods to interfere? That's cheating, wouldn't you say, dear Chancellor? Pelinestra kind of comes back and she says, Silver Quill is the college of the holy and the profane, the gods' magic. Has just as much right to be here as anyone. She looks Vivian dead in the eye and takes a sip of her wine. Wouldn't you say, dear Chancellor? And the Chancellor is like watching this happen. He's like, I have to say, the few memories that I have I was not truly mistreated, other than my memories, my being found by our dear friend here. My accommodations were reasonably comfortable. I am sure that whatever this group was searching for, I'm sure they made every effort to procure it, and I can only hope my fortitude held out from their demands. But however it did happen, guidance is one thing, but heroics, now that's choice and empowerment. And Mr. Promenade, however you were given this information, I owe you my eternal debt of gratitude.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To Ovi's vision.
To Obi's vision.
Yay.
As everybody's saying that, is Rivian getting annoyed, or like does she get that I'm trying to not get her in trouble?
She's playing a game right now, and she
Yeah.
loves it. Like, the
Okay.
fact that you're getting attention is kind of working for her. Like, she's like, all right, okay, so I definitely helped, but, as long as you're getting some of the credit, like, you get the sense she's really trying to play you up right now.
Yeah, I don't trust that. Okay. I have nothing else to add.
I want to talk to Hattie before the end of the evening.
Okay? As the rest of the dinner comes, you can tell, like, Casimir is gently trying to ply you with details, like, what was it like? What did you encounter? Where was it exactly? And I'm getting the sense y'all are trying to avoid a lot of details. And anytime things get a little too close, Pelanistra very, very diplomatically can kind of redirect the information. And she plays it off as a protection of the Chancellor, that we don't really want to trigger his memories. We don't know what memories might be trapped or triggered through this, so we need to trust the medics. So she's really trying to placate that his recovery is more important than the story right now. But as after dessert comes, you kind of are free to roam about, and Casimir looks at you, Ovi, and he's like, "Would you like to join me on a tour of the mansion? I would very much like to show you what I have amassed. I think you will find it quite interesting."
Sure. I would be honored.
He pushes his chair back, and the two of you go on a little tour. Let's go to Indigo and Hattie here real quick, and then we'll talk about what you see real quick.
Okay, I just want to make sure it's like really private, like nobody's overhearing us.
Okay. Hattie, do you agree to that?
Did you do it here then?
Yeah, I would like to do it urgently.
Okay.
Okay. You're able to, in the midst of everybody being distracted, to have somewhat private conversation.
I was just wondering what kind of protections and securities you have at your dorm.
Because you're trying to break them, or because you're worried about me?
Because I'm
Let's
worried
just be
it's
really
not
clear.
enough. I've really set up my dorm room to be rather secure for important items, and I worry that some people are starting to realize the value in your possessions.
The people that we're all related to, that are the only ones that know about it, those people?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone besides you that seems to be particularly interested?
Interested. I mean, yeah, I think people are pretty fascinated to find out about your special.
Yeah, so like Ovi, you think I should be worried about Ovi taking my necklace?
Yeah, or just anyone who could have find out anything about your necklace. I mean, I know that there's people like Jordy who are poking around.
Why would Jordy know? Jordy doesn't know?
Not Jordy, Vieric.
Vieric doesn't know? Nobody knows except the people in our group.
I feel like anyone who has the ability to cast Detect Magic might know.
I don't.
What do you think about that?
So you're gonna,
Like a
I guess, let me understand the point of this conversation. You're offering to put protections on my dorm? Is that what's happening?
I'm offering to put your valuables into protection of my dorm.
That's not really what I was asking. So I think that's probably enough for me to hear on that.
Okay, I just would hate for it to fall into the wrong hands.
Okay, yep, can do.
Okay. So you feel like it's pretty secure then?
I don't really feel like I want to answer more questions about this.
Okay.
No more eye contact is made.
Yeah.
Eye contact broken.
Yeah, I feel like if you're concerned, it sounds like you have the ability to like put some wards on my dorm room. And so if you're that concerned, I would absolutely welcome that help.
Let me look into it.
Okay, yeah, I bet you will.
I don't really know how my dorm got enchanted. Okay.
Jimmy, don't these dorm rooms just like do whatever we want them to do?
Depends on which campus you're talking about. Quandrix and Prismari tend to adapt to the whim of the users. Lorehold is a lot more static. Silverquill is a lot more static. Witherbloom Because you're in a space, like all of your dorms are living, so you're in trees and you're in kind of, everything is kind of growing around you. You kind of get the sense the enchantment is growing to fit your space, and almost without even deciding, the color of flowers that you didn't realize you wanted just kind of start to appear kind of before you decide that those would be lovely there, or certain scents, certain fruits, or certain, whatever. So Witherbloom is dynamic, but in a much slower, kind of evolving kind of way. Everything about Witherbloom campus is living and in a cycle of life.
Would it be safe to assume that my dorm room would protect me if I needed it?
I would say you have no reason to believe that it would. That's just not how Witherbloom works. What you do know is that Witherbloom is, because it is alive, has a lot of creatures of all level of intelligences that are in and around the space constantly. Where, you have like other campuses, it's just kind of the traffic there. Here you're talking about birds and beasts and companions and trees and dryads and sprites and all these just living beings that are constantly around. If you, that's the answer, yeah.
Okay.
If you wanted protections, you would have to put them there on purpose. I'll put it that way.
I'd like to start to formulate a plan for bribing some of these animals and beings and stuff into protecting me.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that for sure.
Okay, great.
Okay.
That's what we were doing.
All right, let me go back to, anything else you want to do before I go back to Ovi and Casimir on their little walk around? Okay. Ovi, as you and Casimir walk around, he is as charming as ever, asking you personal questions, trying to gauge your interests. He does the very kind of subtle things where, let me just walk you through this map here. So this is where you ate. This was the sitting room. This is the sitting room up here where you went into initially for drinks. This is the dining room that you are at here. There appears to be a door here that probably goes to some kind of kitchen facility because that's where the wait staff keep coming in and out of. He walks you back through this atrium here. You pass a room. He kind of like puts his arm around your shoulder and says, kind of pushes the door open, and inside is basically a hot tub. And he says, this is, explains to you this is where he goes to relax after a long day. You see that there is a vampire spawn in there, preparing it for probably something later. So you kind of get the sense of essential oils and steam and all this kind of stuff. And he closes, but he lets the door close, and he's like, but that's later. And he continues through. You come into this room that has, here up at the top, that has some foliage in it, some live trees, kind of some stalactites down from the roof. This is like a bat sanctuary that he has here. Although it's kind of surprising, guano has that really intense ammonia smell apparently. But it doesn't really have that, but it's more this enchanting bat cave kind of feel to it. But he does make his way around here, and this is what he ends up showing you. Up here on the top is a trophy room, and in displayed around this room are beautiful, ostentatious, but very tasteful sculptures, paintings, gold carvings, ceremonial daggers. There's just a tinge of it that is macabre and grotesque, but by and large, it is opulent and wealthy. And he begins to tell you stories about his his adventures of even times before he became a vampire. You see kind of behind you, there's this hallway into what appears to be some kind of ritual space. Go ahead. You look like you want to say something.
No, I'm listening.
No. You can tell with everything that he's explaining to you, he's trying to gauge what seems to be of interest to you. Whether it be things won in combat, things won in love, things rewarded from heroic deeds, connections to royalty, and just trying to figure out what piques your interest. Because he has a lot of options.
Is he pretty insightful?
Very.
I would say Ovi is fascinated by everything, but it's not until the stories started coming out that he gets really enraptured, because he's always appreciated a good story about adventures and places. So these were just things in opulence and fine, impressive. But as soon as he started swapping stories, Ovi would have gotten really interested in that.
Great. After 10-20 minutes of sharing this, he takes you into this space, which, hang on a sec, I can't remember what I called this. Okay. He kind of is taking you on this circuitous route. He takes you into this room, like past this room here, and it is a full BDSM torture chamber in the most elegant of ways. There are racks and whips and swings and all of this kind of stuff in a much more elegant and I would say less creative way than Vrivienne had, if that makes sense, right? You get that Vrivienne is more about the experience. He's more into she's more into kind of the science of pain and pleasure. He's more into the experience and the charm and the romance and all this stuff.
Okay.
He doesn't really even acknowledge it as you walk by, but you get the sense he's taken you by there on purpose because you could have just as easily gone back the way you came after seeing all this. He walks you through this chamber here, and on here, they're just in these nice, neat rows are a bunch of coffins that are just there. You'll know from kind of basic vampiric teachings. This is probably where all the vampire spawn have to sleep and regenerate and all this kind of stuff. He does walk over to a wardrobe and says, if you'll pardon me, I'd like to change for some cigars and brandy. And he begins to take off his shirt and jacket.
Can we quickly establish a level of consent, please?
That's been my question too.
He's kind of, I would say his body is kind of blocked by a door, but he's like there. He does put on, you see around his neck a chain that has this ornate ancient key on it. And there does appear to be some kind of red liquid, probably blood, in kind of a compartment on the top of it that kind of glows red. He quickly changes into kind of this velvety smoking jacket and leads you back. He does not take you through this door on the other side, takes you back into this atrium and rejoins the group, invites you all in for kind of a nightcap, cigars into the sitting room, as all of you are invited there. He does not take you, though, into any of this space.
Ovi does not smoke.
Are we all here?
Yes.
Can I go to the bathroom?
I'll take a smoke.
I'm just going to hang out with my glass of red wine I've been nursing all night.
Okay.
I'll take a cigar. What's the weirdest thing that could happen?
It's a good one. Oh, like have either of you characters? Have you ever smoked before?
MacGruber definitely has it.
No, definitely has, but like a
Like who?
Like a
Like a
Swisher
menthol?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Garrett's pretty much a novice.
I was gonna
to it,
say, there's no way Mikas isn't.
He's like ingested it, but never maybe smoked it before.
You should
Okay.
have to roll Constitution to see if you cough.
Honestly.
As you're all kind of sitting around, taking it in, everyone's just kind of milling around. You don't get the sense that there's really any other agenda here. Rivienne, though, at one point does speak up when she sees you, Ovi and Casimir, return. And she sidles up to you, Ovi, and she's like, "So, how was your walk? Did you see anything interesting or beautiful?"
Nothing unexpected. He has some good quality pieces. I think they come from the same brand that Mom uses. The X Cross. But
Oh, that was always her favorite. Yes.
Mm.
And you're right. I think Casimir does have a few unique pieces. Did he
I didn't
take you?
stop to-
Did he take you to the vault? You know, some say it's the most secure place on Silver Quill campus. Just saying. It's just
Yeah.
really hard to get into.
I'm going to look at her and just telepathically hit, I know you love a good game, but please don't make me your pawn.
Pawn in what? What do I have to gain?
Only you know that.
Darling, I'm merely assuring your future here. Connections are everything in our world. Surely your parents taught you that.
Okay.
So we're on Silver Quill campus.
Yes.
You've been given a task to look for objects.
I know, but we don't know who has what yet. I would assume he doesn't
Indigo's
have
hoping
it.
you take one for the team.
I'm assuming it would be in that vault.
To be clear, I didn't see a vault, right?
You didn't. You also didn't go everywhere through every doorway.
Correct. But I noted the areas that he guided me through and then led me back away from.
Mhm.
So,
Would we have... Can, like, Delta just, like, fly around?
Yeah, like on my bathroom trip, like I'm looking for a bathroom.
So the vampire spawn will steward you anywhere you go to make sure you have everything you need.
I'm looking for a vault.
Like a really nice bathroom with like a secure door.
Explore under the guise of like people who are like
If you want a
making
tour-
out and like looking for somewhere to bang.
The Casimir would happily allow the spawn to give you a tour of the mansion if any of you are interested.
Yeah, Hattie, let's go look for somewhere to bang. Like a vault or something.
Okay. Yep.
Somewhere
Yep.
really secure.
I'm super into her right now, and I need to find a secret space.
Somewhere where no one can hear her scream. Just kidding.
It just came over me like a wave.
No, we are related, so that's probably not work.
Okay, but like
Casimir's
a
like,
cousin.
we're also into that. That's super cool.
Okay.
No
Okay,
judgment.
fine. Yep. We need a place to bang.
You think the guy with the sex dungeon's going to be judgy?
They
We need a
definitely...
Shared blood like
Weird place
700
to
years
bang.
ago.
Because we're into some weird shit and we don't want anybody else to see.
Casimir's like, I have to be
They
there now.
recommend you both to the hot tub or to the torture chamber, if either of those would be acceptable. There are no
No.
conventional bedrooms
They're
or
not.
closed rooms here.
Waiting outside though. Like we have privacy now.
I'm a spawn of a
I
dragon.
mean,
I need
no.
to bang on a pile of gold.
That's
You just stand there?
yeah. They're your stewards. They're there to give you anything you need.
I need you to go away.
Well, one thing you've noticed is that there don't appear to be doors between any of these rooms. Everything is very open-ended. The door to the spa is really just to keep the steam inside.
Jimmy.
it's a crypt.
If you are so inclined to continue exploring, though, I'm happy to show you that there does appear to be a vault door on the other side of this. I don't have a good picture to show you, but it is one of those big circular kind of bank vault doors. There are runes kind of etched in concentric circles with kind of a central piece in the middle of it.
So that's not just a thieves' kit. It would
There doesn't appear to be a keyhole. This appears to have, if you want to try to read the runes, you can. The spawn don't appear to be worried that you know the vault is here. Casimir's vault is not a secret. What you can probably deduce from that, it is probably well protected.
let me try to read these runes. You want to try to read these runes? with
What
me?
languages do you speak?
Is it Sylvan by chance?
First, no. First time.
Let me see what languages I speak.
Common, Draconic, Elvish, Thieves' Cant.
Oh, you speak Draconic? I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
good to know. What do you have, Hattie?
Where do I find that?
Should be under languages and proficiencies or
Proficiencies
something.
and training.
Proficiencies and
Okay.
training.
You, Common, Elvish, Gnomish, Infernal, and Sylvan.
Oh, you speak
Wow.
Infernal? It is Infernal.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, you speak like 5 languages. Who knew? Hattie, you've been holding out on us.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say? Elvish, Gnomish, Infernal, and what?
Sylvan.
For the win. All right, so in Infernal, you see that the outer, so there's 3 concentric rings, and then this kind of almost a cup in the very center. The outer ring, they're all riddles, basically. And you get the sense that they are directions that have to be followed to open it.
Before we go on, I would like to kind of lead the little vampire spawn, away around a corner and cast Cause Fear.
Well, one will follow you, the other one is Hattie's, and we'll stay with her under Casimir's direction.
Okay, I'll cast Fear on both of them.
Okay?
And by that she says
Interesting.
boo really loud.
No, it's because they really don't want to overhear our sex.
Right.
She says loudly enough to scare them.
All right, what kind of save do I need to make for this?
Sexy one.
Wisdom.
There's a lot of farting. Don't worry about it.
It's part of it.
What's your spell save DC?
14.
14? They rolled a 16 and a 17. For your
I like
cause fear. What does it look like, though, when you cast this spell, Cause Fear?
Literally just walk around.
It's like us being
Ew.
really flirty, and they're not wanting to be part of it.
So you're trying to enhance this charade to make it really distasteful to them.
Yeah.
So it's not so much terror, it's more disgust you're trying to inspire with them.
Yeah.
You get the sense both of them are, sweetheart, we've seen it all in this space. And they save against your spell.
Are they familiar with dogs? Have they seen a dog before?
Oh yeah, you had Chessie here before.
What? They've seen a dog before?
Oh, okay. I was just gonna try to fucking mesmerize them with a dog, but
Dog needs belly rubs pronto.
You get the sense they are not easily willing to give up on their charge, which is to be at your beck and call. You also get the sense they're very protective of this space. It is their domain.
Okay.
As you look at these locks, as Indigo's trying to distract these two, you at least get this read. Here are your 3 riddles. Everyone gathers when I start to dance. My name evokes danger, or is it romance? I can end hunger and I can end lives, and when I die out, I still may survive.
fire.
That's your outer ring. The second ring says, my feathers give the gift of flight, and yet I never nest. My landings turn men ghostly white, and swiftly end their quests.
No.
Angel?
I can repeat that if you need me to. Actually, matter of fact, why don't, let me see, how can I text
Maybe
this?
it's ice.
My feathers give the gift of flight, and yet I never nest. My landings turn men ghostly white, and swiftly end their quests.
Death? No.
What has feathers?
Shoo shoo.
Stop.
I misspoke earlier. The middle cup does have a keyhole, a very elaborate one.
Right, 'cause we've seen the key.
the middle. Right.
Yeah, like the key that's around
His neck.
Cazor's neck.
Yeah. The innermost ring says, I am a hammer, an anvil, a stirrup, a frame. I can bend till I break. I repair until the day I am dust.
Metal. Iron.
That's just what you read. So,
Well, somebody's gonna need to do a favor to get in there.
Wonder who could do a favor.
We call
We
it-
don't even know if he bangs in the nude or anything. Like how, or if he gets really sleepy. As far as I know.
That's
like,
such a good argument for not having to sleep with him. Like, we don't even know if he undresses
sorry.
for
He
it.
might wear socks for it.
I would also like to say
His
for the
necklace,
record,
you might-
because I'm realizing the direction this has gone, I do not want to make anyone at this table uncomfortable by feeling like I am railroading you into your character having to sleep with someone, right? There are plenty of solutions to this that do not involve
He's like, I
Ovi
literally
having
just
sex.
gave you fucking
And so
riddles,
I
you
realize
fall.
the situation I have created with this very flirtatious NPC, but I do not want anyone to feel, so if anyone needs to hit a red buzzer, we can do that, okay? Please, I do not want anyone to feel uncomfortable in this.
Alright.
What's our safe word?
Pineapple.
Dong.
The dog gone. Or just gone.
The dong gong tolls.
Would you be able to send those riddles in a message?
Yeah. Because the thing is, we have the possibility of revisiting here. We don't have to do it right
Oh,
now.
correct.
We don't have
Yeah.
to solve this mission,
Oh yeah, I'm
right?
sure the Auric isn't like planning anything dangerous anytime soon.
Well, getting these things isn't going to stop the Orc from doing their thing. Whatever small town mayhem catastrophic thing that they do, or even if it's just something stupid like filming the professor so that we can start a smear campaign. They're going to do something next for sure, but whatever they're doing with these, it's more like the big picture ultimate thing.
Alright. It'd be helpful to have though.
Oh, agreed. I'm just saying maybe we need to solve these riddles before we come back and try to break it in.
Right now, right? Like, just because we get this one doesn't mean they're not working on wither blooms.
On like a amulet of some sort.
And again, we're still assuming that he has it. As far as we know, it's missing.
Also true.
We know that this one is on Silver Quill campus in a very secure location.
True. I vote for continuing to go to class, solve these puzzles, and just see if we can find any clues on campus that would indicate maybe he had it to begin with.
That's fair. You're not trying to like break into a vault and then not get it. You know, it'd be like climbing into
Right.
a tower of goobers, getting to the end, and then not getting the Tevidea.
Yeah, right, because we've done that before.
I thought it was still fun.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Well, Indigo's pretty urgently wanting to solve these riddles.
No. If you have any clue, my brain's not working right now, but
You could just bang him.
I'm seeing that it's 9:30.
She says
Um,
to the riddle.
Still that
So,
option.
Let's end on that note.
I've texted you all the riddles,
Thank you.
and let's just be clear where everybody is. So, Hattie and Indigo are at vaults. Everybody else, I'm assuming, is still.
In the cigar room or whatever.
Yep. So Chelsea's over here. Indigo here. That is where we will end. And you can tell me, think about this week if you want to pick up the scene right here or just call it a night, or if you want to try to do more at this party where you were already kind of on the inside.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
All right.
Good job, Jamie.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Hopefully
Bye,
this was
everybody.
fun.
Yes, good to see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
It was not as charming tonight. I was not thinking on my feet quickly.